Alright, so today we're going to be filming a tutorial on a little trick called behind the 8 ball. And I just did it just now, but if you want to see it again, it looks like this. Alright, so it's, I would say, like a medium level type of trick, and it'll take a while to get the timing of it and everything down, but let's just get right into it. As you can see, I got the dogs out today. But okay, so first things first, it's a 3-part trick. The first part is a spin around your pointer finger, then a spin around the thumb, and then another spin around the thumb, and you finish it off with a wrist pass. So I guess maybe kind of like 4 parts. But let's get into the first part. So first things first, you want to flick the knife open like this. And when you're doing so, I always do it in this position, putting my thumb down and the 3 fingers behind it supporting it. And this pointer finger is up already, because if you open it how you normally would for like a basic open, you're not going to be able to set up for the trick right. Because if you're here, then you have to move your finger out from behind and then put it in the front. But if you just do it where you have 3 fingers and the thumb like this, then now the pointer finger is ready to insert for the first part of the trick. So like I said, 3 fingers below, thumb on this part. It might feel a little weird at the beginning. You can rest it on these little knuckle parts right here, and that'll be just fine. So just like that would be fine too. And then just put your finger in here. And you're going to want to swing the knife almost like if it was like swinging it completely closed. See what I'm saying? But when you get to the point to where it touches your finger, you want to let go of this opposite handle of the safe handle. So here, swing it closed and let go, and it should end up like this, doing a spin like that. And that little spin is where you're going to try to catch it to move into the next move. So when you get further along into doing the trick, and when you get, a little more experience, you're going to do it in 2 parts. So the spin will carry on over the first 2, see? But for now, as you're learning it, just do it just the 1 spin. So 1 spin, and the way that you're going to want to catch it is with your pointer finger and your thumb almost making like a loop type of motion, because as you're catching it, it's rotating. Here's where you want to grab it, because what you're going to do is move your pointer finger and allow it to spin around the thumb. So I would just practice at the very start, just doing this over and over again. So just around the finger, catch it. And it's not a crazy rotation. It's literally just this. Around, let me see. It's just around that small area. So just a small rotation. I don't know why I ducked down for that, but yeah, just 1 small rotation around the thumb, and that's it. So it seems a lot more impressive than it really is, because it's just that. And so once you get to that position, you're going to want to swing again if you stopped, or just keep the momentum from the last swing. But it's gonna swing this bottom 2 now, and again, the back of the blade is not, you're not being touched by the actual blade, it's just the back of it. You want to swing. And when you swing now, you're going to let go of the pointer finger that is holding in this position. And so now the swing is only around your thumb, and you're going to do 1 full thumb chaplain. See? So 1 rotation. You can actually do a thumb chaplain, but that's for later. But it's basically just so you know the motion. If you know the thumb chaplain and you don't know behind the 8 ball, I mean, that's the movement. So you can go 1 around here, and that's where you end up. So, like we said, kind of doing a quick little review of this. I call this the first part of the trick, which is just the 1, 2, and landing here. But, so 3 fingers under, thumb here, get your pointer finger up. You want to open it up, and then you want to put your pointer finger in, spin it around your pointer finger, and catch it with the thumb. So spin it around, your thumb has that open grip, it spins around, and you catch it together in this grip. Once you get to here, you're going to want to bring it up and remove the pointer finger. So up and remove the pointer finger, and it goes around that thumb. And then so lastly, you're going to end up in this weird little position where it'll fall into your hand kind of like this. And I would recommend, as you're learning this trick, once you get that first part down, I would just only practice starting from this position right here, because what you're going to do is a little bit complicated. You're not going to grip this bottom part right here, like where the blade is touching the bite handle. You're only going to grip just the safe handle, and you're going to be gripping it with this little side part of your thumb and with your bottom part of your pointer finger. So these two. So you should be able to kind of just dangle it like this. And the reason why is because you're about to do a rollover over your thumb. And this is where the trick gets dangerous if you're using a live blade. This is the only point in which the trick will become fairly dangerous, because you're going to roll it over. And as you can see, the blade is pointing towards your hand when you finish that rollover. I had to cut the video because I messed something up. But back to where I was saying, you're going to end up in this position here. And a lot of the times, you might kind of be confused about how it should land, especially if you watch like Big Flip's video. He has sort of a little bit more complicated of a video, and that's something against him. I mean, I learned it from his video, and I'm sure plenty of people have. Might be, you know, certain things in that aspect of that video that are better than this one. But all I'm trying to say is that in opposition to the way that he tells you to turn your hand over like a tabletop every time, that is true to some degree, but you can actually mitigate that with just one move, which is that, say you land like this, flat like a tabletop, you're going to take this corner part of your thumb right here where I'm touching, and you're going to touch it on this side of the knife to turn it this way, to turn it that way. And that way, because here's what he's trying to do with the turnover. You're turning it over so that the weight can fall, so that you can grip it with that corner part of your thumb for the flip. But if you're landing here and you already have it in this position because you grabbed it with your thumb and turned it, then you don't have to do this and that. You can just flick it from here. So that's what I would recommend. But it's just another way to do it, because at the end of the day, there's 1,000 ways to do all these tricks. But yeah, so here, spin it around, you land in this position, and you can land here or here, here. Either way, you just want to make sure that your thumb is on this little part right here, and that's where you're pressing it. And also too, these fingers, when you catch it, like say you're doing it and you catch it, these fingers help stabilize the catch and get it where you want it to be. But when you go for that roll around your thumb, these fingers do not touch it. They come off and you roll around. The last tip too is when you're doing that last rollover right here, I always catch it with 3 fingers only. And the reason why is because if I use 4 fingers and the blade is coming here and I'm doing my wrist pass, how much clearance I have is very little, right? Versus if I move that whole finger, now there's a lot more clearance till the blade touches me. On top of that, let's say I wanted to do something like behind the 8 ball right here, and I finish off. I finish off here and I want to do a helix. Well, now that finger is there. So like, it's just a lot more beneficial for a lot of things that you would do. Like for example, when I'm doing this type of trick right here, well, let me redo it. When I'm doing that trick right there, when I get to the end, I got to flick it. And so, the little flick that I do, I have to get the thumb involved to kind of push it up like that. And it's a lot easier to get more clearance and get the fingers off if I have this finger not in the way. And also for the helix, like I was saying earlier, this finger is the one that needs to be here so you can do that little roll around, see? But anyways, a lot of reasons why, but most people that are fairly advanced, not saying that I'm advanced, but most people that are fairly advanced, they're going to have a 3-finger catch for the behind the 8 ball rather than a 4, because it just allows you to do a lot more and you have more clearance for the wrist pass. But yeah, so once you get to that position and you do that final rollover, that 3-finger pass, turn it, and you do a wrist pass. So you're going to catch it. As you catch it, the blade's going to be coming towards you, and you want to let go of your grip of the knife. Like here's a tight grip on the knife, right? And the blade's coming towards me. If I loosen my grip on the knife, look. So as it's coming towards, loosen your grip, and you want to twist the knife in your hand to where it ends up here. So loosen and twist, and see how it naturally kind of turns itself. And so you end up here. So there's that little thing, 1 part, 2 parts, 3 parts here. let it have its momentum towards that way, and you twist your wrist and let it come up that way. See? And there you have it. That's how you pretty much do the full trick. So let's review real quickly. You have the first part, which is open the knife, put the pointer finger in the way. You're going to swing it around, and you're going to let go with all your other fingers and have your thumb ready for that catch. So spin around the thumb, catch it like this. Once you get to this point, you're going to flick it up, same like you were before, but you're going to remove your pointer finger and let it do one full spin around the thumb. When you get to this point, you're going to want to get your finger in this position. Your thumb is going to be pressing it against this part of your hand, and you're going to pick it up with the same type of rotation that you did for the last one. The rotation around the thumb, like the same rotation for this and this, are so identical that you can honestly do one same as you did the other. So the same one that gets you that spin for that thumb chaplain, this last part works just fine doing the same exact form. So then you get to this position, flick it over, catch it, do your wrist pass, and there you are. So that's the trick. If you have any questions or anything like that, let me know. I'll be happy to help. But other than that, that's the quick tutorial for now, just because I don't really know what else to add. To me, it seems pretty figured out. So peace out.